It's Thursday, April 16th, 2026. You're listening to the DX Today AI Daily Brief. Today, ASML raises its outlook as AI chip demand outpaces supply. Accel closes a $5 billion fund to back the next wave of AI giants. And Snap slashes 16% of its workforce, crediting AI with writing most of its code. Let's get into it.
Dutch semiconductor equipment maker ASML has raised its full-year sales forecast, now expecting between 36 and 40 billion euros in revenue for 2026. That's up from a previous range of 34 to 39 billion. The upgrade came alongside a surge in new orders, driven by relentless demand for AI chips. CEO Christophe Fouquet said demand is outpacing supply, while CFO Roger Dassin set a shipment target of 60 low-NA EUV machines this year, a 25% jump over last year. Memory chip purchases made up 51% of new tool sales during the quarter, nearly double the prior period. South Korea led all markets at 45% of sales.
Venture capital makes a big bet.
Accel, the venture firm behind Anthropic, Cursor, and Perplexity, has raised $5 billion in fresh capital. $4 billion goes to its fifth Leaders Fund, targeting late-stage AI startups worldwide, with average checks of around $200 million. Another $650 million sits in a sidecar fund for doubling down on its biggest existing bets. Accel plans roughly 20 to 25 investments across AI-driven software, hardware, robotics, defense technology, and data center infrastructure. The raise cements Accel among the largest growth stage investors in the AI era and signals that institutional capital is not pulling back from frontier AI companies despite rising valuations.
A massive cloud and equity deal.
Trading giant Jane Street is going all in on AI infrastructure. The firm committed roughly $6 billion to use CoreWeave's AI cloud platform and separately invested $1 billion in CoreWeave equity at $109 per share. That gives Jane Street about $1.44 billion in total CoreWeave holdings, making it one of the company's 5 largest shareholders. The deal includes access to next-generation compute across multiple facilities, including NVIDIA's Vera Rubin technology. It's CoreWeave's third multi-billion-dollar agreement this month alone, following commitments from Meta and Anthropic.
AI reshapes the workforce.
Snapchat parent Snap is cutting roughly 1,000 jobs, about 16% of its global workforce. CEO Evan Spiegel told staff that AI tools now generate or significantly assist over 65% of the company's new software code, a milestone that has drastically reduced the need for large engineering teams. The restructuring is expected to save more than $500 million annually. Snap's stock jumped about 7% on the news. US employees will receive 4 months of severance, continued healthcare, and equity vesting. At least 300 open positions will also be eliminated. The cuts mark one of the most explicit examples yet of a major tech company tying layoffs directly to AI-driven productivity gains.
AI meets quantum computing.
NVIDIA has launched Ising, the world's first family of open-source AI models designed to accelerate quantum computing. The suite includes a 35 billion parameter vision language model for processor calibration that can cut setup time from days to hours, and 2 convolutional neural network models for real-time quantum error correction that are up to 2.5 times faster and 3 times more accurate than existing tools. CEO Jensen Huang called Ising the operating system of quantum machines, transforming fragile qubits into scalable systems. Leading quantum labs, including Harvard, Fermilab, and IQM, are already adopting the models. It's a significant step toward making quantum processors practically useful.
Chipmakers back autonomous driving.
London-based self-driving startup Wayve has raised $60 million in a Series D extension from 3 of the chip industry's most influential players, AMD, Qualcomm, and ARM. The investment brings Wayve's total funding to approximately $1.5 billion at an $8.6 billion valuation. Unlike competitors that rely on high-definition maps and specific sensor hardware, Wayve built a mapless system using an end-to-end neural network that learns to drive from raw sensor data. The company is currently testing in the UK, Germany, Japan, and the US, and has signed a commercial deal with Nissan. AMD, Qualcomm, and ARM join existing backers NVIDIA, Microsoft, Uber, SoftBank, and Mercedes-Benz.
Fighting AI attacks with AI.
Cybersecurity startup Artemis has emerged from stealth with $70 million in funding, combining a $15 million seed round with a $55 million Series A led by Felicis. The 6-month-old company was founded by former AWS product leader Shachar Hirschberg and ex-Abnormal Security AI head Dan Schiebler. Artemis builds AI agents that continuously monitor company environments, learn what normal looks like, and automatically shut down attacks before they spread. The investor roster reads like a cybersecurity hall of fame, with founders of Demisto and Abnormal AI, plus former leaders from Splunk, CrowdStrike, and Palo Alto Networks. Clients already include Wix, Lemonade, and Abnormal AI.
An undo button for AI agents.
Commvault has launched AI Protect, a new capability it describes as a Control-Z for cloud AI workloads. The system discovers AI agents and their dependencies across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, monitors their actions, surfaces protection gaps, and can forcefully roll back agent-driven changes when something goes wrong. It's part of a broader suite announced alongside Data Activate and AI Studio, with 60% of AI leaders citing risk and compliance concerns as the top barrier to agentic AI adoption. Commvault is positioning itself as the safety net enterprises need to deploy autonomous agents with confidence.
The government wants in on Mythos.
The US Treasury Department is actively seeking access to Anthropic's restricted Mythos AI model. Treasury Chief Information Officer Sam Korkos has briefed the department's cybersecurity team and directed them to prepare for the threats posed by powerful AI systems. Korkos aims to gain access as soon as this week. The move follows an urgent meeting where Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell summoned top bank CEOs, including leaders from Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo to discuss Mythos. Anthropic has limited the model's release through Project Glasswing, providing access to roughly 50 vetted organizations for defensive security work only.
AI agents for growth.
Hilbert, a startup building agentic AI that automates growth decisions for consumer brands, has raised $28 million in a Series A led by Andreessen Horowitz. The platform connects a company's scattered data across teams into a single decision-making system, then structures it so AI agents can recommend actions and quantify their financial impact. What used to be a 6-month multi-headcount analytics project can now be deployed in weeks, according to the A16Z investment team. Customers already include Walmart, Fresh Direct, Blank Street, and Levain Bakery. Founder Nazli Tan argues that AI agents alone are not enough to shift big metrics without the right underlying data architecture.
Europe's AI rules face pushback.
15 industry associations led by EuroISPA, a group representing over 3,300 internet service providers, have formally requested EU policymakers to extend the implementation period for the AI Act. The coalition wants the grace period for generative AI labeling requirements doubled from 6 to 12 months beyond the current August 2nd deadline. They warn that without an extension, companies face legal uncertainty and potential service disruptions. The request comes as the EU AI Act's full enforcement approaches, with hiring tools now classified as high risk in a U.S. federal court allowing the first major AI hiring bias class action to proceed. Compliance pressure is building on both sides of the Atlantic.
And Disney makes big cuts.
Disney has begun laying off approximately 1,000 employees in the first major restructuring under new CEO Josh D'Amaro, who took over from Bob Iger on March 18th. The cuts span marketing functions across Disney Studios, television networks, ESPN, and corporate groups, including entire divisions of publicity and portions of the Marvel team. The restructuring reflects Disney's consolidation of enterprise marketing under Chief Brand Officer Asad Ayaz as the company reallocates resources towards streaming and direct-to-consumer platforms. While not solely an AI story, it mirrors the broader industry trend of companies streamlining operations as digital tools and automation reshape how media companies operate.
That's your briefing for Thursday, April 16th, 2026. For DX Today, stay curious.